What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video here today. We're back once again for the FIA Manufacturer Series here on GranTurismoSport. Round number 5 today. I think this is at Blue Moon Speedway, so this should be an interesting one. If I had to guess, probably going to be a bit of old Nascar style race, locking bumpers and who's going to work together and who's not, but we'll find out in a few moments, no doubt. But one thing I do want to say, I know there's been no video from round 4, simply because I wasn't home to do it, so I apologise for that, but I should be all good for the rest of the season now. But let's get into qualifying and see how we do. Alright, so here we are qualifying. Once again, short 5-minute quali session, so probably be lucky to get maybe 3 runs in. Obviously that depends to whether people decide to make a pit stop like they have in every other manufacturer race so far. I think that is what quite a few people do, with maybe a minute and a half to go, so we will probably follow suit and do just that. One thing that did confuse me a little bit, and that I'm still not, I don't really understand it, is, and I don't know if you guys have this yourself or whether you might be able to help me out a little bit, but is there a reason why, even though like you're on the gas as qualifying starts, your car just sits there? Like, is there a reason behind that? Or yeah, because that's just a bit confusing. But anyway, getting back onto the action, we come across the line for our first lap, puts us P5. Wasn't a great lap, not going to lie, can definitely do better. But the 43.1, it's an alright banker, so we're going to come in with about a minute and a half remaining in the session. New set of hard tyres, don't refuel, and what I'm going to try and do now is try and find some kind of help somewhere around here, and hopefully they don't try and play any games with us or anything. I've been fooled by that before, but as you can see, we've re-emerged on the minimap in a bit of a no man's land spot, so this could actually prove to kind of be a kick in the guts type of move there, because we've got no one around us. But I cruised down the back straight, and finally some people go past us. I think that was Rosmo in the BMW and a fellow Ferrari driver of Bardas 81, so I've put myself in a pretty reasonable spot, I feel, here. I'm not close enough that I think I should catch him by the end of the lap, but I think I'm close enough that I should still get slipstream. And he's getting it off Rosmo as well, so kind of a double tow here for us, so this could work out very nicely. We're currently now down in P6, only 2 tenths off pole, so this is going to be very, very close. Session time has now run out, so this is everybody's final lap. This is going to be very, very close to see what happens here. Butters actually hits the wall there a little bit twice, I think. You can see sparks flying off. Rosmo pulls over to the right hand side. Lets Bardas go, so he has no slipstream coming down the front, but we still get a tow off him. Are we going to nab pole position? No! Oh my god, look how close that is. Oh, mother. Okay, I'm not going to say that, but god, that is close. We almost snatched pole position away from B-Spec Bob in the Honda, but P2, it's still pretty damn solid result. We can definitely fight from here, and yeah, I think this should be a good race. Obviously there's a lot of fuel saving required in this race as well. I learnt that very quickly. I think this is like my 4th or 5th attempt at this, so hopefully it can be good. But let's get into the race and see what goes on. Alright, so here we are, Blue Moon Speedway, round number 5, starting at P2 in our little David Pell Ferrari. I think if you've watched a certain someone on YouTube, you'll probably know exactly where that design's come from. But anyway, we'll won't worry about that. But yeah, let's just get into the race. Starting P2, 18 drivers on the grid. I reckon this is definitely going to be a tough one. As I said at the start of the video, fuel saving is absolutely critical, particularly in this first stint, so it's going to be interesting because no one will probably want to be in the lead, but away we go. You can see the planes flying overhead. How damn cool does that look? That's really, really sweet. But as you can see straight away, just chucking it basically into the leanest setting possible. The key I found weirdly, especially in the Ferrari, was almost to never actually put it in fuel mix 1. I always had it in either 2 or 3 as we were coming around the banking here, or it was down in 5 or 6. So I really was trying to just use as minimal fuel as possible. And the whole thing with these types of races as well is you need to be able to work together with someone, and you need to find someone who's going to want to work with you. But as you can see already, the man behind us doesn't seem to be working with anybody. It's true, he goes into the lead. B-Spec Bob surrenders P1 back down into P2. We go back down to P3. And at the moment, I'm not going to lie, I was really just sitting here going, alright, I hope everybody behind us just kind of sticks in a bit of a queue and we can just work together now and try not to stuff up each other's race. But as you can see, apparently everybody has no interest in doing any of that. Bart is trying to go around there outside now in the final corner, the man who probably unintentionally helped us in qualifying. So he overtakes us now up into P3. Now Volkswagen trying to go past us for P4. And at this point I'm seriously thinking, like, come on guys, what are we doing? But there's a little tap in the left rear for him. I think there's another Volkswagen. There's a car all the way down on the apron there, which is a bit odd. And we're just getting absolutely mugged off by everybody at the moment. Now down to P6. So in 3 laps, we've gone from almost taking the lead, now down to what looks like it's now P7, might be P8. But we're going to try and fight back against some of these guys to try and at least maintain P6 if we can. And we have done so for the moment. Not going to lie, at the moment I was really hoping these guys would stop battling. And, oh god, B-Spec Bob has got shoved into the wall, and what are these 2 Volkswagens doing? And we've been hit in the barters. I don't know who that was. There's somebody up here inside. There's a Mercedes up here inside there. Bob's now right back behind us as well. That was Nitro in the Mercedes. I never even saw him coming up the inside. I can't even remember if I actually had the radar up there or not, but he obviously tried to go for a big boy send up our inside as we were trying to have a look at barters, so we kind of screwed up our Ferrari teammate there, unintentionally of course, but man, this race is really kicking off and it's really just becoming a big mess at the moment, and really all thanks to those 2 Volkswagen drivers. So that's kind of annoying, but they are 1 and 2 in the field at the moment. Nitro currently in P3 I think from Toyota, and then ourselves, Bob right behind us as well. So at this point I'm honestly thinking, okay, I know I can work together with V-Spec Bob as we have done it before, so I'm kind of hoping at the moment that he would work with me a little bit. And cutting on to lap 11, luckily enough for me, he did do just that. But now is about the time where the pit stop window opens, and there goes Bob on our left, decided that he's had enough of being the guy right at the back. He wants to get a bit of a wriggle on here. Really can't blame him either. But I think a few people will be making pit stops at the end of this lap. As you can see, still running in the leanest fuel setting possible for as long as I can in certain spots. Just trying to save the most amount of fuel I can. Doing good at the moment. Half race distance right now, still nobody has come in, so people still trying to stretch this first stint of the race as long as they can, probably just trying to minimise the amount of time that you have to spend in the pits. And I think that's entirely what this race was about, just trying to minimise the amount of time that you would spend trying to refuel, so you could try and maintain some kind of semi-decent track position. As you can see, Kart Racer now looks like he's trying to make a move. We get hit from behind there, sent into the Aston Martin a little bit. Excuse me. And that's not quite right at all, but into the pits now we come, and oh god, he's trying to pull a move on us there in the pits. That was a bit cheeky, but anyway, into the pits we come now. New set of tyres and refueling now. You see that little diamond there? Once the fuel meter, I guess, gets there, that's when you really want to stop refueling, because you should be able to make it to the end. As you can see, we got about 11.5 laps of fuel in the tank. We got 10 laps of fuel remaining, so we should be safe to get to the end. Might require a little bit of saving here and there, but we should be okay. Kart Racer actually comes out right behind us, so we actually jumped back in front of him after he sneakily got past us there just as we entered the pits. But the rest of the leaders now in for their one and only stop. As you can see, looks like this is going to boost us up to P7, it looks like, just waiting till we get up here a little bit further. And yes, so up to P7 now. I think there's one or two guys that are still yet to stop, so that battle right there with B-Spec Bob and the Volkswagens, I think that is effectively for the lead. And as you can see now, the Volkswagens are being really aggressive right now. As Bob gets shafted up the racetrack there by Matt in the Porsche. And I'm not going to lie, at this point, I was actually kind of feeling a bit 50-50 on whether I try and make moves on these people, because things were really kicking off. But there goes Bob back up our inside into turn 1 on lap 19. The Honda goes back through into P4. Probably has some revenge on his mind against that Porsche right there. But once again, Kart Racer right behind us in the Aston Martin. At this point, I'm kind of hoping that he wouldn't try and make a move. He'd just try and push us along a little bit so both of us can stay in this train. I am slightly worried about fuel right now. As you can see there, we've only got 3.3 laps of fuel left now, so this looks like it's going to be quite close as to whether we're actually going to make this. But Kart Racer looks like he's going to try and make the move up here inside into turn 1, goes for a big send and tries to go up the inside of the Volkswagen as well. We give him a little nudge out of the corner there, but it looks like he might get the move done up to P4. But at this point, I'm wanting to get involved in the fight and try and get up there and win the race. But I've got a problem, and that is, at the moment, we're not going to make it. We're running really low on fuel. This Ferrari has burned through it a lot quicker than what I thought it would. And at the moment, I can say I've been running the numbers in the back of my head, and we're not going to make it. Cutting on to the back straight on lap 22, and you can see fuel light is flashing red. We've only got 1 lap of fuel left now. So at the current rate of progress, we are not going to make it back around to finish this race. And it looks like what could have potentially been a win if we had to maybe put just 1.5, 2 more seconds worth of fuel in, is now looking like we might struggle to hang on to P6. But time will tell now. I'm just going to have to short shift and cruise like crazy to the end now on this final lap. We've barely got any fuel, 0.5 laps of fuel remaining now. As you can see, just short shifting straight away, short shift straight up into 5th, now up into 6th, and you can see the guys behind us coming now in P7 and P8. They're coming at a rapid rate of knots. I just can't defend. We've got nothing to fight with. There goes the Honda around the outside to take P6, and now it looks like we're going to lose P7 to the Alfa Romeo. There he goes. Now we're back down to P8, but we have got a solid gap to the guys behind us, but we've only got 0.1 of a lap of fuel remaining. But I think we are just going to sneak across the line for P8 here at Blue Moon Speedway, and I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. We really could have been fighting for a win, but P8, it's not too bad, but that really was a NASCAR style race, that one. And I think what made it hard was a lot of people weren't really willing to work together. Those Volkswagens in particular certainly seemed to be very, very aggressive, but P8, it's still pretty solid. Right, so there we go, guys. That has been today's video. FIA Manufacturer Series here on GT Sport. Round number 5, done and dusted, in the books. Just want to go and have a look at the manufacturer ranking and just see exactly where Ferrari stand. So we're only 14th in global ranking, so let's just have a quick peek at Oceania. Okay, now we're faring a lot better there in P3 with only Porsche and Mercedes just ahead of us, so hopefully we might be able to close in on those guys. But as I said, that's been today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe so you can stay tuned for plenty more. And until my next video, I'll see you guys next time.